Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Dr. Byrnes TOEFL Show. Today, we're warming up our brains with a TOEFL reading fill-in-the-missing letters exercise.
A quick but powerful workout for accuracy, speed, and grammar awareness. This activity comes from the new Dr. Byrnes TOEFL Reading Course, fully updated and designed to match the exact TOEFL interactive style you'll see on test day. The goal here isn't just spelling, it's understanding how grammar works in real academic texts. Here's the passage we're going to work with. Now, an important reminder before we start. When you fill in missing letters like this, you are not guessing randomly. You are using grammar signals. And we always follow two clear steps. Step 1, identify the role of the missing letter word in the sentence. Step 2, decide which part of speech fits that role and then choose the correct word using grammar rules that apply to that part of speech. All right, let's do it. Number 1. Cells convert sunlight. First, look at the structure. Cells is the noun subject of the sentence. That means the missing word must come before the noun, so it needs to be a determiner. Next question, what kind of determiner? The word cells refers back to something already mentioned, photovoltaic cells. That tells us we need a definite determiner, not an indefinite one. Definite determiners include the definite article the, demonstratives like this, that, these, those. Now check number agreement. Cells is plural, so this and that are not possible. We are left with these or those. What's the difference? Distance. These is used for things that are close in context, just mentioned. Those is used for things farther away. Because the cells were mentioned immediately before, the correct choice is these. So the answer is, these cells convert sunlight. That's how grammar, not guessing, gets you the right answer every time. Now let's look at this sentence. These cells convert sunlight directly in electricity. The most important word here is the verb convert. Whenever you see this verb in a TOEFL reading passage, it should immediately signal change or transformation. So first, ask yourself what is changing and what is the result. Here, the original form is sunlight. The new form is electricity. That meaning is critical. Convert does not describe movement or direction, it describes one thing becoming another. And in English, when we talk about change from one form to another, we almost always use the preposition into. This brings us to the grammar pattern. In academic English, convert plus noun plus into plus noun is a fixed and very common structure. You'll see it again and again in science, technology, and reading passages. For example, water is converted into steam. Waste materials are converted into energy. Raw data is converted into information. So, grammatically and academically, the structure we need is convert A into B. Now, a quick comparison. Some students think about using to, but to usually shows direction, not transformation. It tells us where something goes, not what it becomes. Because this sentence describes a change of form, the correct answer is into. So, the final correct sentence is, these cells convert sunlight directly into electricity.
Now let's continue the sentence. These cells convert sunlight directly into electricity with producing. The first part, these cells convert sunlight directly into electricity, is a complete clause. It doesn't need any additional sentence elements to make sense. That tells us that the phrase with the missing word is a modifier, giving extra information about how the electricity is converted. Modifiers like this are often prepositional phrases, so we are looking for a preposition. The missing word starts with, so the only correct choice is without.
Now focus on this part of the sentence. Without producing HAR emissions. We start with the word without. Without is a preposition, and every preposition must have an object. In this structure, the object of without is not a noun. It's producing. That tells us producing is a gerund. Gerunds are words that come from verbs but function as nouns. However, even though gerunds act like nouns, they retain verb characteristics. That's very important for TOEFL. Because produce is a verb, it still needs an object. You don't just produce, you produce something. In this sentence, the thing being produced is emissions. Now look at the word before emissions, har. Since emissions is a noun, the missing word must be an adjective describing that noun. What kind of adjective makes sense here? The sentence is emphasizing a benefit. Something negative is avoided. The emissions are related to harm, so we need the adjective form of harm. The adjective form of harm is harmful. Now look at this part. All solar pan can be. Notice the comma in the middle of the sentence. That comma is a big grammar signal. On each side of the comma, we have a clause. Clause 1. Solar panels can be expensive to install. Clause 2. They significantly reduce energy costs over time. Two clauses cannot be connected by just a comma. If you do that, you create a comma splice, also called a run-on sentence, a big no-no in academic English and TOEFL. So we must ask, what can correctly connect two clauses? There are only a few options. Conjunctions, like because, although, while, if, etc. Relative pronouns or relative adverbs, which create adjective clauses. Interrogative words, which introduce noun clauses. The only conjunction that starts with all is although.
Solar pan. In English, solar panel is a fixed expression, but there's still one blank to consider. Let's take a closer look at the word panel. Panel is a countable noun. That means it usually needs a determiner like a, the, or this when it's singular. One of the trickiest rules in English grammar is that a singular countable noun cannot appear without a determiner. Many people make this mistake without realizing it. Now, in the case we're looking at, there's no determiner before the word panel. That immediately tells us that the singular form panel won't work here. To make it grammatically correct, we need to use the plural, panels. Although solar panels can be exp to install, the key verb phrase here is can be. The be verb always needs a complement, and that complement can be either a noun or an adjective. So how do we decide which one fits? We look at what comes after the blank. Here, the phrase to install follows the missing word. This is an infinitive phrase, and infinitives like to install, to use, or to understand usually describe a quality, condition, or degree of difficulty. In English, when we describe how difficult, easy, costly, or possible an action is, we follow this pattern. Be plus adjective plus to infinitive. Examples. It is easy to understand. The system is difficult to maintain. The device is cheap to produce. Notice that we cannot use a noun here. Nouns rename or identify something, but they cannot describe a condition or degree. For example, incorrect, solar panels can be cost to install. Correct, solar panels can be costly to install. Finally, consider meaning. The sentence begins with although, which signals concession or contrast. The first clause describes a negative aspect, so we need a word that expresses something costly. The word that fits best is expensive. Now let's look at this part of the sentence. Significantly read energy cost. First, notice the structure. The word significantly is an adverb modifying the verb. That tells us they must be the subject and read must be the verb. Next, what does they refer to? It refers back to solar panels, which is a plural noun. That means we need a plural pronoun. The word starts with th, so the correct choice is they. Now we have they significantly reduce energy costs. What form should the verb take? The subject they is plural, so the verb should be in the base form without an s. The meaning is that solar panels actively decrease costs, so the correct verb is reduce. Putting it together, they significantly reduce energy costs. Grammar focus. Pronoun antecedent agreement. The pronoun they matches the plural noun solar panels. Subject-verb agreement. Plural subject, base verb form, no s. This is a classic TOEFL pattern. Check what the subject refers to, then choose the correct verb form to match. This is the last word of the day, everyone. Reduce energy costs, time. First, notice the structure. The phrase reduce energy costs is a complete verb phrase. It doesn't need another word to make sense. That tells us that time is a modifier, giving extra information about how or when the costs are reduced. Modifiers like this are often led by a preposition, and the missing word starts with o. Next, consider the meaning. The sentence explains that solar panels lower energy costs gradually, over a period, not instantly. The prepositional phrase over time indicates duration or progression. So the correct word is over.
That's a wrap for today. Dr. Byrnes TOEFL Reading Course is now fully interactive.
Updated to match exactly the ETS style for missing letter exercises, making learning fun. Sign up today and practice like you're on the actual test. See your progress instantly, master each topic, and boost your TOEFL reading score guaranteed.
Don't wait, enroll now and take your skills to the next level. Details at www.nonheburns.com.